Welcome to the Introduction to Contemporary Issues in Constitutional Law. Here's the table of contents for our constitutional law crash course. In this constitutional law crash course, we will delve into the Introduction to Contemporary Issues in Constitutional Law, explore key concepts and principles, analyze case studies, discuss current debates and developments, and wrap up with a conclusion and Q&A session. Let's dive in. Today, we will be discussing the fundamental importance of voting rights in a democracy. Voting rights ensure that every citizen has a voice in shaping the policies and decisions that affect their lives, preventing certain groups from being marginalized and overlooked by the government. Voting rights are crucial in a democracy because they ensure that all citizens have a say in how their country is governed. Without the ability to vote, certain groups may be marginalized, and their needs and concerns may not be addressed by the government. The Voting Rights Act of 1965 in the United States was a significant law that aimed to overcome barriers preventing African Americans from voting, thus protecting the rights of marginalized groups and ensuring their voices are heard in the political process. Without voting rights, democracy is weakened, and the government may not accurately represent the diverse needs and perspectives of its citizens. It is vital to protect and expand voting rights to ensure a fair and inclusive democracy for all. Voting rights are essential for a functioning democracy because they allow citizens to actively participate in the decision-making process of their government. This participation ensures that all individuals, regardless of their background, have an equal opportunity to have their voices heard and shape public policies. By granting voting rights to all citizens, we can prevent the marginalization of certain groups within society and promote inclusivity and diversity in decision-making processes. This inclusivity helps in addressing the interests and concerns of minority groups, ultimately leading to a more just and equal society. Voter suppression tactics, voter ID laws, gerrymandering, and restrictions on early voting are all critical issues in voting rights that impact the fairness and equality of the electoral process. Voter suppression tactics encompass various strategies aimed at hindering certain groups from voting, such as strict voter ID laws, purging voter rolls, reducing polling locations, and spreading misinformation. Voter ID laws, while argued to prevent fraud, can disproportionately affect marginalized communities who struggle to obtain the required identification. Gerrymandering involves manipulating electoral district boundaries to favor one political party, leading to unequal. Minority communities often face disproportionate effects when it comes to constitutional issues. For example, voter ID laws have been shown to disproportionately affect minority communities by making it harder for them to obtain the required identification. This can limit their ability to vote and participate in the electoral process, ultimately hindering their representation in government. Gerrymandering is another practice that can dilute the voting power of minority communities by manipulating district boundaries to favor one political party. As a result, minority communities can be underrepresented in government and policies that directly impact them. These barriers prevent minority communities from fully participating in the electoral process, leading to a lack of diversity and inclusion in decision-making processes. In this slide, we delve into examples of the treaty power of the federal government. The United States has engaged in various treaties like the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO, for collective defense, allowing mutual defense among member countries in case of an attack. The Paris Agreement on Climate Change is another significant treaty aimed at combating climate change by setting targets for reducing greenhouse gas emissions. The Geneva Conventions, on the other hand, establish standards for the humanitarian treatment of individuals during armed conflicts, providing protections for prisoners of war and civilians. Additionally, trade agreements such as the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, USMCA, fall under the treaty power of the federal government, regulating trade relations between countries and impacting their economies. These examples highlight the diverse ways in which the treaty power is utilized by the federal government in various international agreements. Affirmative action is a hotly debated policy that raises concerns about fairness, meritocracy, and the government's role in promoting equality. On one hand, it is seen as a way to address historical discrimination and increase diversity in sectors like education and employment. For instance, in college admissions, applicants' backgrounds and experiences are taken into account alongside their academic achievements to create a more diverse student body. This can open up opportunities for individuals from underrepresented groups who have faced systemic barriers in the past. However, critics argue that giving preferential treatment based on race or gender may undermine merit-based selection and result in reverse discrimination against those not from historically disadvantaged groups. Supporters, on the other hand, believe affirmative action is necessary to level the playing field and ensure equal opportunities for all members of society. The debate also extends to the government's role, with some opposing government intervention in private institutions' decision-making processes, while others see it as crucial in combating systemic inequalities and fostering inclusivity. In conclusion, affirmative action remains a complex and contentious issue that requires careful consideration of its impact on fairness, meritocracy, and the government's role in promoting equality. Affirmative action serves multiple purposes in addressing discrimination and promoting diversity. It aims to level the playing field for historically marginalized groups by considering their backgrounds and experiences in contexts like college admissions. By providing equal opportunities for individuals from different backgrounds, organizations can benefit from a wider range of perspectives and ideas. Additionally, affirmative action involves giving preferential treatment to historically disadvantaged groups to help overcome the effects of past discrimination and systemic barriers. This can include measures like setting quotas or implementing outreach programs to increase representation and access to opportunities for underrepresented groups. Overall, affirmative action plays a crucial role in creating a more inclusive and equitable society. Affirmative action policies. The Supreme Court examined the constitutionality of the Violence Against Women Act. This case highlighted the limitations on Congress's power to regulate non-economic activities under the Commerce Clause. The court held that the act exceeded Congress's authority under the Commerce Clause because the violence against women being addressed was not considered a commercial activity that substantially affected interstate commerce. This decision emphasized the importance of distinguishing between economic and non-economic activities when analyzing the scope of Congress's regulatory power. It also underscored the need for a clear connection to interstate commerce in order for Congress to validly regulate certain activities. This case serves as a significant example of the court's role in interpreting the limits of federal power under the Commerce Clause in the context of social legislation. Affirmative action can take various forms in different contexts. For example, in college admissions, considering race as a factor to promote diversity on campus has sparked debates and legal challenges, with concerns about potential reverse discrimination. Similarly, government contracting programs that prioritize minority-owned businesses aim to provide economic opportunities for historically disadvantaged groups and address past discrimination in the business world. Additionally, many companies implement affirmative action policies and employment practices to increase diversity in the workplace. This can involve actively recruiting individuals from underrepresented groups, offering diversity training programs, and creating a more inclusive work environment. These efforts are crucial in breaking down barriers to equal opportunity and fostering a more diverse and inclusive workforce. Today, we will be diving into the complex and highly debated topic of gun control. This issue delves into the balance between individual rights, public safety, and the government's role in regulating firearms. Get ready to explore the various perspectives and legal considerations surrounding this critical issue in constitutional law. Gun control is a hotly debated issue in the United States, with advocates pushing for stricter regulations to curb gun violence and opponents defending Second Amendment rights. The debate extends beyond just public safety, delving into the realm of individual rights and the balance of power between the government and its citizens. Proponents believe that limiting access to firearms can help prevent mass shootings and lower crime rates, while opponents argue that restrictions may not deter criminals and could infringe on the right to self-defense. This ongoing discussion forces us to consider how much control the government should have over individual behavior and where to draw the line between public safety and personal liberties. Finding a middle ground is crucial in developing effective and fair gun control policies. Civil liberties are essential rights and freedoms that protect individuals from government interference. Examples of civil liberties include freedom of speech and religion, which allow individuals to express their beliefs without fear of censorship. The right to privacy ensures control over personal information, while due process guarantees fair treatment in the legal system. In the landmark case of Griswold v. Connecticut, 1965, the Supreme Court recognized the right to privacy in marital relations, setting a precedent for future privacy rights cases. Overall, civil liberties are crucial for protecting individual freedoms and limiting government power, essential for maintaining a just and democratic society. Gun control measures have far-reaching implications that touch upon various aspects of society. Firstly, they play a crucial role in enhancing public safety by reducing gun-related crimes and incidents. Measures such as background checks and waiting periods help prevent individuals with a history of violence or mental illness from obtaining firearms, ultimately making communities safer. However, these measures also raise concerns about individual rights, particularly the Second Amendment right to bear arms. The debate between public safety and individual rights is a complex one in constitutional law. Additionally, gun control policies bring into question the balance of power between the government and its citizens. While some argue that regulating firearms is necessary for maintaining social order, others view the right to bear arms as a check on government tyranny. This tension between government authority and individual autonomy is a central issue in the constitutional law discourse on gun control. Ultimately, finding the right balance between public safety, individual rights, and the balance of power is a challenging task that requires careful consideration and debate. In the realm of recent gun control debates, we delve into three key issues that have sparked heated discussions and differing viewpoints. Firstly, the topic of background checks for firearm purchases has been a focal point. The idea here is to ensure that individuals looking to buy guns undergo thorough background checks to prevent those with a history of violence or mental illness from obtaining firearms. This measure, exemplified by the Brady Handgun Violence Prevention Act of 1993, aims to close potential loopholes and enhance public safety. Secondly, the proposal to ban assault weapons has stirred controversy. These firearms, known for their rapid-fire capabilities, have been linked to various mass shootings, prompting calls for their prohibition. While supporters argue that such a ban could mitigate the severity of such incidents, opponents raise concerns about Second Amendment rights and the effectiveness of such measures in curbing gun violence. Lastly, the implementation of red flag laws has emerged as a strategy to address individuals deemed to pose a threat to themselves or others. These laws, also referred to as extreme risk protection orders, allow for the temporary removal of firearms based on evidence of concerning behavior or mental instability. Despite being introduced in response to tragic events like the Parkland school shooting, critics highlight potential issues related to due process and the potential misuse of these laws against law-abiding gun owners. These ongoing debates underscore the complex and multifaceted nature of gun control discussions in contemporary society. Today, we will be diving into the important topic of LGBTQ rights. These rights are at the forefront of constitutional law, addressing issues of equality, discrimination, and individual freedoms for LGBTQ individuals. Let's explore the challenges to societal norms and the legal protections that are being advocated for in this area. LGBTQ rights are a crucial aspect of constitutional law as they involve issues of equality, discrimination, and individual liberties. Ensuring equal rights and protections for LGBTQ individuals is essential for upholding the principles of the Constitution and promoting a just society. The landmark Supreme Court case Obergefell v. Hodges in 2015 legalized same-sex marriage nationwide, affirming the right of LGBTQ individuals to marry and enjoy the same legal benefits and protections as heterosexual couples. This decision was a significant step towards achieving equality for LGBTQ individuals under the law. Additionally, LGBTQ rights intersect with other areas of constitutional law, such as freedom of speech and expression. The right of LGBTQ individuals to participate in pride parades and other public demonstrations is protected under the First Amendment, highlighting the importance of safeguarding their freedom of expression. Recognizing and protecting LGBTQ rights is not only a matter of legal significance, but also a fundamental aspect of promoting a fair and inclusive society that upholds the principles of equality and individual liberties. Issues of equality and discrimination are at the forefront when discussing LGBTQ rights. LGBTQ individuals have historically faced systemic discrimination in areas such as employment, housing, and healthcare. By recognizing and protecting LGBTQ rights, we can strive towards a more inclusive and equitable society where everyone is treated with dignity. Furthermore, LGBTQ rights are crucial for upholding individual liberties. Every person should have the freedom to express their gender identity and sexual orientation without fear of discrimination. Protecting LGBTQ rights allows individuals to live authentically and freely without facing barriers based on their identity. Moreover, recognizing and protecting LGBTQ rights aligns with fundamental constitutional principles such as equality, liberty, and justice. The Constitution guarantees equal protection under the law for all individuals, regardless of sexual orientation or gender identity. By upholding LGBTQ rights, we uphold the core values of our constitutional system and ensure that all individuals are treated fairly and equally before the law. In this slide, we delve into contemporary LGBTQ issues that are shaping the legal landscape in constitutional law. One of the key issues highlighted is marriage equality, which was solidified in the landmark case of Obergefell v. Hodges, granting same-sex couples the right to marry nationwide. This decision has been a significant milestone in LGBTQ rights, impacting the lives of many individuals and families. Another pressing issue is employment discrimination, where LGBTQ individuals still face challenges in the workplace based on their sexual orientation or gender identity. The need for comprehensive federal legislation, like the Equality Act, is crucial to protect LGBTQ employees from discrimination in various areas. Transgender rights are also a focal point, with ongoing debates and litigation surrounding issues such as healthcare access, education, and public accommodations. The legal landscape is rapidly evolving to address these unique challenges faced by transgender individuals. Additionally, access to healthcare remains a critical issue for LGBTQ individuals, with barriers such as discrimination from healthcare providers and lack of adequate insurance coverage. Efforts are being made to ensure equal access to quality healthcare for all individuals, regardless of sexual orientation. State and federal level challenges involve ongoing debates and legal battles between state and federal governments over constitutional issues. States may challenge federal laws they believe infringe upon their rights or powers, leading to complex legal disputes that often end up in the Supreme Court for resolution. Ensuring equal rights and protections is another key aspect of constitutional law, where the courts interpret and apply the Constitution to guarantee equal treatment and opportunities for all individuals. This can involve debates over issues such as affirmative action, LGBTQ rights, and voting rights, with the courts playing a crucial role in balancing competing interests and upholding the principles of equality and justice. Today, we're diving into the world of healthcare law. This area of law covers a wide range of legal issues within the healthcare industry, from patient rights to medical malpractice and healthcare regulations. It's a complex field that aims to balance individual rights with public health concerns. Let's explore the intricacies of healthcare law together. Healthcare law delves into a crucial role in our legal system by interpreting the Constitution and ensuring that laws are applied fairly. They have the power to resolve disputes between individuals, organizations, and government branches, while also upholding the rule of law and protecting individual rights. The Supreme Court and lower courts are instrumental in judicial review, where they assess the constitutionality of legislative and executive actions. An example of the judicial branch's impact is the landmark case of Brown v. Board of Education in 1954, where the court declared racial segregation in public schools unconstitutional, leading to advancements in civil rights. This showcases how the judicial branch can shape society and uphold the principles of the Constitution through their decisions. The significance of healthcare law is rooted in its intricate balance of individual rights, government powers, and public welfare. One crucial aspect is ensuring access to healthcare, addressing issues like affordability and the availability of services. It's like a system of checks and balances that allows states to have their own laws and regulations while still following federal laws. So, let's explore how this structure plays out in our Constitution and impacts our legal system. The constitutionality of the Affordable Care Act, particularly the individual mandate, has been a hotly debated issue in healthcare law. The Supreme Court's decision in NFIB v. Sebelius upheld the individual mandate as a valid exercise of Congress's taxing power, setting a significant precedent. State mandates for vaccinations have also sparked legal challenges, with courts generally supporting states' authority to require vaccinations for public health reasons. Cases like Jacobson v. Massachusetts have established that states can mandate vaccinations during outbreaks to protect public health. Patient privacy rights under HIPAA are crucial in healthcare law, with strict regulations in place to safeguard individuals' health information. Healthcare providers must adhere to guidelines on sharing protected health information and implementing security measures to prevent data breaches. Non-compliance with HIPAA can lead to severe penalties and legal consequences for healthcare providers. These key issues in healthcare law highlight the complex legal landscape surrounding healthcare policy and patient rights. In this summary, we have covered the key contemporary issues in constitutional law that are essential for understanding the current legal environment. From voting rights to healthcare law, these topics are crucial for anyone navigating the complexities of our legal system today. In this chapter, we delved into contemporary issues in constitutional law, covering voting rights, affirmative action, gun control, LGBTQ rights, and healthcare law. Understanding these topics is essential for navigating today's legal landscapes. In today's class, we delved into the current issues in constitutional law that are shaping our legal landscape. Remember, the law is always evolving with society, so keep questioning, thinking critically, and pushing boundaries. Thank you for your attention, and feel free to ask any questions you may have.